now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello! Welcome you guys to the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news each week. Also, because I watched us on YouTube and on Spotify, not that I was getting the view counts up, but I'm so much more like, I'm just like, oh, no, we have so many views. I'm so much more aware of like what I look like on camera.
And that's why you came in church dress today.
So now it's like, if I'm going to be on camera, he won't come correct. No, I'm going to church after this. But I worried that it was a lot more high thigh than was palatable.
Yeah.
I did look at it and realize, the angle actually,
it was a lot of leg, but you know what? It was toned.
Yeah, there was a tone issue, which was great, but I do apologize for that. Thankfully, I don't have a skin disease again. The burn
left. Is gone.
Yeah,
I don't see any issues.
Yeah, thank you.
We've healed your skin barrier. Retinol.
Lesbians. Okay,
somebody texted me after the last episode and was like, no, like I really do need to get retinol. I'm like, and I am changing lives. If that's the good bad advice that I give, get a retinol and an SPF. Speaking of, fully. I hope you can see my burnt sunburn.
Yes, because you did yard work yesterday. Tell everybody.
I am a soldier. That's what yard work makes me feel like. I swear, I'm like, I could have never been born on a farm.
Who sings? Is it Destiny's Child that sings, I'm got a soldier here, where you at, looking at me, where you at?
I think so.
I need a soldier here.
Yep, that is Destiny's Child, yeah. You nailed that. Yeah, no, it literally makes me think like, no, I genuinely couldn't be born on a farm. I was born to outsource.
Oh, I couldn't have been born on a farm. If I was born on a farm, take me out back and shoot me. I do not care. Make me glue.
That's the only farm culture I want to participate in.
The only farm culture I want to participate in. Take me out back and put a bullet in my head.
If I roll an ankle, take me out back.
No, I want to be the Thanksgiving turkey, and I want you guys just to snap my head as soon as I hit the ground. Boom, I'm dinner. I will sacrifice myself. Make me a goose down. I do not even care. Rip all the feathers off of me and then have me for dinner.
No, it's crazy. Like, I'm literally planting flowers. Like, I'm not even doing vegetables. I'm planting perennials. Like, and I was like, this
You're
is
even using perennial,
much.
Right?
I know.
Like, look at you. Okay.
No, like, I went to a nursery yesterday.
For plants.
Actually, I go to a nursery. I pick out a beautiful, like, salvia plant. I have just that.
She's just saying names of things.
No. I'm
my
using
salvia plant.
Latin
okay,
terms.
Your algae. You got a fern.
No, salvia is like a very beautiful drought-tolerant plant that kind of looks like lavender. You guys, I've done so much research this last week. I'm a herbologist. Heavy on the
Madam Pumphrey, I just don't
heavy
even
on the
know.
herbologist.
Wait, no, who is...
She's literally just a herbologist.
No, stop it. Who's the
Madam Pumphrey.
Is it Pumphrey?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, who's the girl that's like the nurse? I thought the nurse was Madam Pumphrey. Oh, shoot. Who's the herbologist?
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah,
anyway, I pick out this gorgeous salvia plant. This lady working at the nursery walks up and she's like, hey, can I help you with anything? I'm like, oh, it's my first time planting a perennial garden. I'm thinking of doing roses and maybe this salvia, maybe a catmint. I don't know. And she goes,
no, it's Sprout. Professor Sprout.
She goes, are you sure about the salvia? And I said, oh, clocked it. What do you mean? She goes, does attract a lot of bees. And I was like, oh, do you think it would be fine if I like put it on a far end of my porch? And she's like,
do you like bees on your porch?
She goes, yeah, is there a walkway? I'm like, yeah, to our backyard, only really my husband. She goes, I go, oh, what would you recommend if like I didn't do a salvia? I'm looking for kind of like a mid-level. And she goes, ooh, she looks around, pretty much anything else.
And that's I was like, Steph's there with her garden gloves on and like a hat with like a really thick ribbon.
I'm literally in a beekeeper's outfit.
She's holding a hoe and a little shovel. She's like, so which way? Over here? I don't know. I just love keeping my tools. You never know when you need to weed something. She's got the jetpack on of like the little sprayer on her back. They're like, ma'am, did you walk here?
Pesticides.
Did you walk here from your house? She's got a whole bunch of like double entendre flower or gardening sayings on her shirt.
No, you're all gonna get
like,
cut
I'm
garden
a hoe.
flowers from me. I'm with
She's
the
wearing
hoe.
I'm with the hose. And it's her with a garden utensil.
That's on Etsy. I know it is.
It's fully on Etsy. Where my hose at? That's what Stephanie walked into the nursery. Where my hose at? They're like, what the hell?
You guys are going to be sorry when you see my perennial garden.
Yes, honey. The threat all of us are so afraid that you'll make. You'll be sorry when you see how my petunias are shaping up.
Yellow. I actually did get petunias.
Yeah, perennials.
No, that's an annual.
Oh, that's an annual.
It's like I'm working with amateurs here. Grow, like, does yard work once.
Next episode, next week, there's just flowers here. Like, this has been converted. This center has been converted into a potting soil.
Flower piece.
It's that one thing. It's the what's the flower that has all the bees?
It's a salvia.
It's a salvia. There's just bees everywhere. We're like, she loved it. Stephanie's in a full mosquito net. The bees have taken over the office. All for the bit. My dad shows up. He's like, what the hell's happening over there?
We're beekeepers now.
It's been sealed off.
We just leave the window open.
There's people that are coming to the window. We're selling honey now out of here. The good bad advice honey.
Good bad advice.
And it's on a pulley system because we're on the second floor. There's a line of people.
There's a little elevator. It's just a bucket.
Stephanie's playing music.
I literally can't breathe.
This is the sort of shit that makes me so happy we're friends.
No, because
it's like a 20-minute riff all off of her saying, "Did you guys notice my head burn? My sunburn?"
I can't stop. Oh my gosh, I can't stop. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. If you want to know what hanging out with us is like,
that is us.
It's riffing off of a point for 20
the one
minutes.
thing, and then it's just like the most extreme layer. Like all of a sudden we've converted this room into the Encanto house, and we're just got a pulley system with like the villagers coming from Sandy Movies 9 to get some of our honey.
No, it's the church. We're actually monopolizing on the church.
We're like, hola, come here. Your thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
How was your week? Okay.
Nope, that was pretty much it.
Yeah,
How was your week?
The week was good. I did go to the most beautiful funeral yesterday. My dear friend Margot's mom passed away last Sunday. And I had very, very like a few really, really beautiful moments with her this week, and then a really beautiful funeral. And it was really fun because I got to see, she was the former head of the dean of students at my high school, which is like a private school. So it's like lower, middle, and upper school. And she was the dean of students. And so there was a lot of faculty that came. And so it was fun to get to see faculty because I have my 20-year anniversary, my 20-year high school reunion.
Yeah, which you were planning.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. And so it was like a little preview of just feeling super old. I just was like, man, if I'm 20 years, you are way older.
No.
I'm 20 years and I have gray. Mr. Bennett spoke at the funeral. He was like a really, really close colleague of Nancy's.
Okay.
And as soon as he started speaking, Chelsea was watching the funeral from her kids' soccer games or softball games. And so she was like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy that that's Dr. Bennett. Like, we just remember it's the exact same voice. It's as though he hasn't aged.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
No, it's so weird seeing that. Like, even now, seeing kids that I knew when they were little.
Yeah.
I saw my sister's friend, Kiriam, her son. She's like posting his graduation pics. I just commented, I refuse to believe this. What do you mean?
Did you graduate a decade early?
Yeah, is this for middle school?
What are
do they do middle school graduation? What do you mean?
Yeah,
how were you in high school?
What's crazy is when you have friends whose kids are graduating and you're like, you're old enough to have, and then they're like, so are you. Yeah. We're the same age. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the week, I just sort of spent planning. I got to have dinner with Cass, which was really fun. We're going to LA this week.
Yes.
We're so excited.
For Beyonce.
So, yeah. Well, technically, we're going for Steven's the finale of the MCO show.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Wink, wink. Because that show is Thursday. So Cass and I are flying out Thursday morning. And then we have a reservation at Sir, the restaurant from Vanderpump Rules.
Like literally film the entire thing.
No, I cannot wait. We may have to just like FaceTime you there while we're eating the goat cheese balls. Because we did see that.
Could you bring some to go?
Then we'll drive down to the show, his final show. And we are like excited because everyone else, like all the families are all coming for kind of like the finale. So it'll be fun to be part of that.
Yeah.
Then the next day we've got a dope brunch reservation and then Beyonce. And we're going to walk Rodeo Drive and just feel posh as heck. Fun. And then we are going to Din Tai Fung.
I've heard it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm so pumped. So we're doing that for Beyonce's day, and then we have the Beyonce show, and then which I've not seen any spoilers of. I'll see like a second of it, and I'll swipe right up.
Yeah.
Like I am skipping everything, so I get.
Oh, I'm so happy.
We got our shirts are in. Our Beyonce neckerchiefs are in. Our Beyonce fans come tomorrow. So like. We're feeling pretty good. We've got our Lukes out, and then then on Saturday we'll spend at the beach, Steven and I, and then we may do a quick Disney, just do like a half day at Diz, and then we fly home on Mother's Day.
So fun.
Yeah. So we are filming a double episode today. So there will be just programming. There'll be a pre-recorded Mother's Day special that we have that will launch next week. But for this week, we've got 3 GBs. Or I actually have 4.
I literally have like 1, I think.
Okay, we've been
or 2.
You did 2. We have been like I have been so content heavy. It's made up for you not being. So that actually gives space for me to have 4.
I mostly have been watching Married to Medicine. It's still incredible, still amazing, and I will read books. I'm not consuming any other content because Married to Medicine is. I
told you that was me for that girl. That was that wave that I went through where I didn't have anything else. I was really behind.
Yeah.
But so the things that I saw, we went to Thunderbolts last night.
I've heard it's so good.
I'm not kidding you, Steph. I'm going to say something controversial. I liked it better than the Avengers. I like them better than I like the Avengers. Now, I will say I'll never forget like Wakanda bitch from the Avengers Endgame. Like that moment brings me to tears. Yes. And I cried during Thunderbolts. Steven had said, he was like, first off, most Marvel movies do not have amazing music.
Yeah, this one did.
This one had phenomenal. Steven just kept saying the score was spectacular. But then even more so than the score was, there was so much heart. Florence Pugh is sensational in it. I love Dave Harbour. I
think Florence Pugh is the definition of like rising tides rise all boats. She has no bad movies.
No.
If she is in the movie, it is going to be excellent.
And she made it even better. Like she's a phenomenal actress. Yeah. But she's also like, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is really good in it. I mean,
so good.
It was a perfect balance of like comedy and then serious things. They talk a lot about like depression and the dark inside you. I'm going out of town
this week, but I want to see it this week.
I'll go with you.
Really?
I'll go with you literally on Tuesday. I will do $5 Tuesday. We'll buy it as soon as this is over.
Okay.
Steven was like, I would go see it again as well. That's how much. And you have to understand, like, that is the biggest endorsement of a movie you could possibly
Steven
get.
will like spend more time watching it.
Yes. It was, and the Marvel's really dipped and they've not been able to pick back up after Endgame. We are beyond back. They also set up, you have to watch the credit scenes.
Okay.
You actually begin to see, and like I left and I was just like grinning, and Steven's like, what are you smiling at? And I was like, I'm seeing how they're fixing the Marvel universe. Like I'm seeing how it's going to get there, which makes me happy. Yes, Chef. The new chef competition show, Martha Stewart and dang it, I forget his name, and that's like not a good look. But I'm pulling it up now. It's on Peacock.
Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
No, I wish.
That's usually the combo.
No, it is Jose Andres. Who, I just couldn't remember, and I don't want to say a Hispanic name and offend if I got it wrong. I can absolutely see him in my head. Anyway, it was so good because it's not Top Chef. So understand, we've talked about Top Chef before. That Top Chef is like excellent cooking and it's a really good balance. This is not meant to be that. It's meant to be a little bit more chaotic. But it was pretty good. Okay. I just really, really find Martha Stewart fascinating. Oh, did you watch her documentary? So good. Yeah, no, I think she is the reason the show will be successful. She's the original influencer. Because she's also, she doesn't hold back. You know, like a lot of hosts or judges will say, okay, and why did you do that? Okay, thank you. Like they're very cloaked. She's like, why would you do that? Because the fish is mushy and it smells bad. She's a critic. Like she is a critic and she does not, she's so confident in herself that she doesn't shrink. And I think that's really aspirational. Okay, then I watched another Simple Favor, A Simple Favor Part 2. Oh, okay, with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. I know like she's a little bit persona non grata now. It was excellent. I haven't seen the first or second one. I think it's really good. I'm pretty sure it's a Paul Feig did it, and the first and the second, the styling, the little twist. Allison Janney is in this one. There's quite a few of like well-known actors, actresses in the sequel. I pretty much only know that there's like betrayal in the first one, but like I don't know anything else about it. Yeah, it's like very it's just very stylized. It's very unique in and of itself, and they stay true to the styling of it, which I really liked. Cool. And that's available for free on Amazon Prime. Cool. Maybe then another Amazon Prime movie that we watched that's also for free is G20. That's the one with Viola Davis. She plays the president. They go to a G20 summit and terrorists take it over. And she then turns into like, I'm the badass president. She rips her dress. She's wearing tennis shoes. She's like, I'm saving the mother tucking world. That is Viola Davis in it. Cause she was iconic. Literally, I kept saying to Steven, do you remember that Mark Wahlberg movie that was on Apple TV, Apple Plus? That was so bad, but it was like so bad that it kind of moved into good. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I like that. It's so zany. Yeah. Like his wife does the pole vaulting and then like pole vaults into the enemy. Like that's so bizarre. There was like, I kept saying, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for this. But it actually felt very much like Die Hard, like the 1990s kind of throwback to, it has a little bit of like, and that's right, mom. You know, like there's because her kids are there. Like there's a little bit of that, but it was really entertaining and elevated, and it was a positive experience. No, so Viola G20 Davis is also one of the greats. You know, her memoir is one of my top 5 memoirs of all time. Really? Oh yeah. I've heard such good things, but I have like not picked it up. It is a very, very, very hard read because the life that she's lived is hard. But she's also incredibly bright. She's incredibly articulate, and she reads it. So do it on Audible, and then she reads it to you, and you just feel like hanging out with her. And I said to Steven after listening to it, and you know, like she was the woman king in that movie, and she was just like a bad A, and this is the same. She has that. So those were 4 things I also am in the middle of, but I don't feel sufficient enough, so I'll report on it hopefully when we come back. If I remember, 4 Seasons, the new Netflix show with Tina Fey is the creator. Steve Carell. Yeah. Coleman Domingo. Yeah. I was like, it came out and I was like, that's not right. Like, you strike it, reverse it. Really, really, really good so far. One of those ones where I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to people, because I feel like if you recommend a movie like that, then you stamp of approval. Well, that, and you're kind of saying like, hey, I think that you would like this, but it's all about the complexities of relationships. Yeah. And so I don't know if you necessarily want to be like, to recommend to somebody. Yeah, to be like, you'd love it. Like, you'd get so much out of this. I've been reading the 80-80 Marriage, which just talks a lot about like equalness and like partnership. There's a lot of good principles in it, but I'm like, how do you recommend like a marriage book to somebody? Like, I think I sent it to you because I was like, you know what, this is like, it's really good, just like advice on like how to divvy up tasks, how to like,
have a manageable household and like go above and beyond for your partner.
That one's called the 80-80 Marriage. You sent that to me. Yeah.
80-80 Marriage.
The other marriage book that I always tell people, I'm not recommending this for you, but it was recommended to me and I loved it. Because that way it's not like,
I'm like, hey, you could really use this in your relationship. But I'm pretty
sure, I'm going to look up the name. I'm pretty sure it's called The Passionate Marriage. And that was I've really liked reading that.
My only one that I have on is Reckless. It's book 2 of the Powerless series. They're really good. It's feeling a little bit right now like there's a lot of potential, and I don't know if it's going to pay off. Okay. There's still one more book left in the series. So I'm not like a good or a bad. I'm like leaning more, if I'm sitting on a fence, I'm facing good. But like the ending. You're still on the fence. I'm still on the fence. Yeah. The ending of this second one, everybody was like, the ending, it's like so crazy. And I was like, literally, I saw it coming from a mile away. Does a cauldron turn into a human? Because that what people say. That I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Did they turn into a hot tub time machine? Yeah. That we have a very different definition of what's odd. No, I literally saw it coming from a mile away, and the more I got close to it, the madder I got that was like where they were going with it, because it doesn't make any sense, girlies. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I'm feeling like. It may be a not for me, but I'm not mad I did it. Yeah, we'll see if I prioritize book 3. I don't think so. Okay. We'll see. Speaking of not prioritizing book 3, I am like 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Onyx Storm being done. Onyx Storm. I've had a really hard time with it. Yeah. I'm just really disappointed. I was saying to Steven, the chokehold Fourth Wing had on me, and then Iron Flame had on me. See, but this is why I kept telling people Onyx Storm is like reading the Book of Alma. Yeah. No, that's a like, really, it's like really, we're in a new place and there's a new story, and we're in a new place and there's a new story. And then we're coming back to this other one. But it's just like war stories. Yeah. And I'm like, I think that one will be one that I hope gets made into a movie, because it will be. It's very cinematic. Yeah. It feels like very episodic. Feels like it's almost making it for a movie opposed to like telling the story. It's agreed. Like she's trying to think of like what would be an amazing. I could not agree more. And then we are gonna have, now we go to this person. It read like episodes. Yes, you're right, and that made it made it feel clunky. Yep. Opposed to like, and maybe like naturally like when I would end a chapter and it'd be like bum, 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 like they kind of read that way and then exactly. And you're like, what? Books 1 and 2, this, I was like, I have to get there. Like this versus a book usually goes like this. Yes, and that I love that journey. This journey is a little too manic. So like if I'm listening, because often I'll listen at the gym. If I'm listening and I like put it down and I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'll just see what happens next time I'm in the gym. Yep. Opposed to the first 2 books, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen as soon as I get back to the car, and I have to listen while I'm going to the grocery store. Okay, let's talk advice to people in the news. Yes. Because we've got a couple of fun thoughts, but today is May the 4th. May the 4th. And so I have pulled, May the 4th be with you. Of our Venn diagrams, one of the areas that we learned that we do not intersect is on Star Wars. Yeah. I love Star Wars, and you're not as familiar with it, I think. See the movies, like the movies, but like. Now, how old were you when the new movies, like the Phantom Menace Episode 1 came out? I was young. You were way too young. Okay. See, like that was my. And they were scary. I thought they were scary. That was my sweet spot for like adolescent, where I'm young enough that I'm like, I can't believe my parents are letting me watch these, but old enough that it actually had an impact on my relationship with the franchise. Yeah. And so I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I don't go to Comic-Con, so don't come at me like that, you guys. But I do like Star Wars, so I have. Here, our Parade magazine has some May the 4th trivia, Star Wars trivia, and I just want to get your take. I'm going to start kind of easy. Yeah. So where did Obi-Wan take Luke Skywalker after he was born? The swamp. Okay, called Tatooine. That's the one. That's the one. The swamp. Yeah, that's okay. Got it. But what about the swamp with Yoda? That's okay. 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 I'm gonna take all of my fringe like memories of Star Wars and answer with those. Okay, you're like Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, that was gonna be one of my answers. Who is Palpatine's granddaughter? Oh, with the headdress, Empress Palpatine.
Who is Palpatine's granddaughter? Empress Palpatine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ray. Ray?
From the new...
Oh,
Isn't that so cool?
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
now
That was a plot
of,
point. Spoiler alert.
Speaking of, okay, who are Kylo Ren's parents?
Oh, that one's Han Solo and Princess Leia.
Yes.
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby.
Muffins.
Muffins, earphones. All right. Where is Jabba the Hutt's palace located?
Jabba the whorehouse.
Tatooine. I was trying to get you.
Because Jabba is the one who enslaved Leia in the
Leia.
outfit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, Jabba the whorehouse.
Okay, who killed Qui-Gon Jinn?
Samuel L. Jackson. His character, Mondu.
Darth Maul.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Darth Maul, double.
Double, yeah. All right. Who built C-3PO?
Han Solo.
Han Solo?
No, well, he sort of did.
Did you mean Anakin Skywalker?
That's actually
the one you met?
Oh, I was thinking of the robot.
Yeah. Okay. What is the name of Han Solo's ship?
The Millennium Falcon.
Good girl. Okay.
Woohoo!
Good. All right. Chancellor Palpatine was which Sith Lord?
The darkest one.
Close.
No, wait. Darth.
Sidious. Darth
That's
Sidious.
the one.
You were so close.
That's
Okay.
the one. I was so close.
I hope you guys are playing with people. I hope you're listening. If you're listening, I hope with your kids or something. I hope you're all yelling out these answers as well. Okay. Han Solo was frozen in what?
Ooh.
That's Dorit Kemsley looking out the window while she's... Carbonite.
That's the one. Space gray. Charcoal, if you will.
All right. Who killed Jabba the Hutt?
Luke. Oh, what I meant was Han Solo. What I meant was Anakin
Don't be so
Skywalker.
Sexist.
It's a girly pop?
It's a girly pop. Princess Leia.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that so cool? Okay.
Slay.
Slay your enemies. Okay, Anakin Skywalker grew up to become who?
Oh, Darth Vader.
Okay, good.
Hayden Christensen. Oh.
Per Yoda, what is the path to the dark side? This is the path to the dark side.
Giving into your temptations.
Fear. Fear is the path of the dark side.
And he was right.
Amen. All right, just a couple more. Yeah. Where was Baby Yoda when Order 66 was initiated?
Baby Yoda? You mean from Mandalorian?
Uh-huh.
He was in the Mandalorian ship in his little eggy.
Yeah.
In his little egg pod.
So the planet is called Coruscant.
Totally.
What color was Mace Windu's lightsaber? How did you know that?
Because I watched a video on TikTok the other day where this guy, a Disney producer, they go to the viewing of the new movie that came out.
Okay.
Or not new movie, but the re-release. Yeah. This Disney producer comes up to this guy and is like, "Hey, can we borrow your lightsaber? We'll give it to you after. Please, the thing that we brought isn't working." And the guy's like, "Yeah, if you give it to me after." They're waiting in the theater. Hayden Christensen walks out holding this guy's lightsaber.
No.
And the guy in the video is like, "That's my lightsaber!" He's screaming so loud. And they open it and he does it. And he goes, spins around. And the guy's like, "That's my lightsaber!" And then Hayden Christensen goes, "Yeah, red is my favorite color." And then you hear Samuel L. Jackson's voice come over. And then Samuel L. Jackson walks out. Purple lightsaber.
So you knew it.
Yeah. But I also remembered the lore of Samuel L. Jackson wanted to be able to see.
The fact that you knew Samuel L. Jackson was Mondu.
Yeah. He wanted to be seen in fighting scenes. And so he asked for a purple one.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at you, Star Wars trivia.
In that theater that Mondu lives. I don't know what that means.
Interesting. Okay.
said,
What
"Mandolate."
species is Jar Jar Binks?
What?
What species of animal?
Merman.
A Gungan.
Isn't there an underwater thing? That's where he lives. Merman.
Also, wait, that cat. Someone just said, "Who?" One of the questions is, "Who killed Mace Windu?" Darth Sidious.
Nope, he lives. Samuel L. Jackson said it first.
Okay, one more. Oh, those ones are a little bit lame-o. Who does Obi-Wan Kenobi say is the chosen one?
Anakin.
Okay, good. And then who directed Star Wars: The Force Awakens?
That would be Steven Spielberg.
J.J. Abrams.
I was really close.
Really? Well, happy May the 4th to everybody.
May the 4th
be
be with you.
No, she just did the Star Trek sign. You guys.
I'm pissing off the nerds today.
She's like, "May the force be with you.
May the force be with you, Vulcan.
La
My
la la
melt.
la la Roma Roma ma pa 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 poker face." Okay.
My
We've got
Baba Jar
people
Jar Binks.
Gungan style. Miso Jar Jar Binksas.
That was pretty good.
I'm so sorry. Did a new impression unlocked?
No, and like when I watched the Jar Jar Binks, I was like, no, because like he is annoying, but you guys are like really rude to him.
No, they were so rude to him. The only thing that I wish is on the very last one, episode 9. Yeah. I would have loved when they had like everybody coming to the aid, basically. I would have loved there to have been a Gungan, like a Jar Jar Binks or someone else. Like he was so hated that they couldn't.
Yeah.
But okay. Sorry, we've got to get cruising. The Spice Girls are coming back on tour, but there's some drama.
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I saw a video of a little girl dancing to that song in her bedroom, and I was like, girlhood.
No, girlhood right now has taken a pretty sizable hit on account of they did go to space recently, and that was like 6 steps back for them. And so I think Spice Girls are trying to take them back into the future. They're like, don't worry, girls.
Don't worry,
because it's the 30th anniversary of Wannabe.
So good.
In 2026.
Wait,
that was literally.
No.
I'm so sorry. Mel B she's coming for your job. How did you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know, but if rewind
this,
someone needs to make that into a sound for us. Like that is wild. That way, when I get a text from Stephanie, it says, I don't know how you did it. It was like a machine gun.
No, that was crazy.
It was crazy good. Okay, good job. Anyhow, they're coming back on, looks like they're going to be going back on tour, but there's controversy because Simon Fuller is their producer.
Yeah.
And the 4 girls are working with him again, but there was a major falling out between Victoria Beckham and David Beckham and Simon Fuller.
Yeah.
And so Victoria's not going to go on the tour. Do you think, this is why I picked this story for today. Do you think it's appropriate? Would your general advice be to be either, if we can't have everybody, we don't do a reunion, or we do a reunion but not with everybody, or we do a reunion and we replace someone? Because one of the other things that they could do is we're looking for a new Spice Girl, and it could be a whole like series and competition reality show, kind of like Danity Kane style. But for a reunion tour, you shouldn't really do that, I guess. But how do you feel about?
I just like don't. I find her to be more iconic now as Victoria Beckham versus Posh Spice.
Yeah.
So like I think I'm good without her.
Okay, so you're not offended by this at all.
You can't do Spice Girls without Baby, Ginger and
Angry. Scary Spice. But she was Angry Spice. And then Sporty Spice doesn't really care. Yeah, I forget what's Sporty Spice's name. I can see her face, but I can't think of her name. I just remember during the London 2012 Olympics when Spice Girls came out on their bus, and Victoria wasn't. Was Victoria on that?
You guys don't understand the special place that the Spice Girls movie had in my heart. Like, the Spice Girls movie was my childhood. Like, when you were watching Star Wars, I was rewatching the Spice Girls movie.
No, all 5 were on the Spice Girls. That was wild. Now that I think about it, the London Olympics, to have Victoria have participated there. Actually, because what I was going to say was, look, Victoria hasn't gone back once they stopped, but she did go back for London 2012. And so I would have liked.
I think she could be convinced.
I think she could too. I think there needs to be a huge fan request for it, because then she'll be pressured, and I love peer pressure.
Yeah, love pressuring celebrities doing
dang
things.
it, I'm trying to just do it. Try it one more time.
No, I can't do it again. I did it perfectly the first time.
That literally beyond perfect. We need to timestamp
this
so I can go back.
Like when you did yours, then you were like, "Wait a minute."
No, both of our eyes were like, "What just happened?" Organically on the pod. All right. Also, by the time this episode airs, it will be Met Monday.
Oh,
so
Met Monday.
This is kind of a big weekend because we've had May the 4th and Met Monday.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yes.
And so I sent you yesterday. There is a did you read that article from NBC News?
But there's always leaked of who's coming.
No. I'm saying not on the leaks, but on the explanation. I sent you this one, the explanation of the theme. Okay. So the theme this year is super fine, tailoring Black style. And so this was a really cool article. I'm going to put this article on our story so that way people tomorrow can know what we're kind of looking for, because the Met Gala is really theme driven. Yeah. And so you're going to look at all these incredible designers.
Also though, something that I did learn, I can't remember if it was this article or a follow-up article. There is the theme of the exhibit, and then there is an undercurrent theme, and that's the dress code.
Yes.
And that wasn't something that I always understood. So it's tailoring design.
Yes.
Or
is the aesthetic. But the showcase will be on what's called Black dandyism. And I'm reading just from the article here because I think this is interesting. Black dandyism, which reaches at least as far back as the Harlem Renaissance from 1918 to the mid-1930s, celebrated life in many times that were not socially or politically celebratory for Black people. And this is principally based off of a book written by Monica Miller called Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. Diasporic?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Let me just do this little thing. I like how it does the little look up.
Yeah, look up.
It's I don't know, actually, that my thing didn't sync. And so then it will be hyper tailoring. But I also kind of loved, this is what it said. The spotlight on Black men means everything to so many people who have piled their trade in fashion for decades. It's everything we could want, he says, who's dressed A-listers like Michael B. Jordan and Winston Duke, Jay Ellis. We know that Black men throughout history have always come out and shown up and shown out, whether it was a church suit or whether or not it's a top hat or a fashion like how our uncles and grandfathers used to wear. So knowing that exhibit focuses on Black men specifically in the style of Black men, it is an amazing thing, especially with the way that the world is right now. So you're exactly right. The showcase will be particularly on Black dandyism, dating back to kind of the Harlem Renaissance. But then the dress code is tailoring. You're
going to see a lot of cuts,
a lot of cutouts, a lot of how did they make
a lot of tailored
things
garments
being perfectly onto the body. So it's wow, this was meant for this specific body, which all of the Met Gala, 99% of them, I'm sure, are all couture, which means that they're made uniquely for the body anyway. We're going to have to see it even just the most beautiful fits.
If it's not perfectly fit, you're
stressed.
It's
not even I think that's going to be one of the themes. So Steph and I, let me actually share some of the people who we know will be coming, because some of the guest list is supposed to be very, very, very secret. Yeah. We know certain people are on it, of course.
That are usually coming.
Yeah, because we know that ASAP Rocky and Pharrell
Rihanna.
Williams are. Well, we know ASAP Rocky and Pharrell Williams, and I forget, they're the chairs. So we know some of the chairs, and then obviously.
Does that mean we're gonna get early arrival from Rihanna this year? She usually comes
really, really, really late. I don't know. I think she's always going to be Rihanna, but she's also, A$AP Rocky also just got acquitted.
Yeah.
He just had that trial acquitted. So maybe she'll show up and be really supportive. But here's who we kind of know. Interesting people. Madonna. I have not seen her on a Met Gala Monday in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, which is actually like really, to me, really exciting. Another source is saying Lauryn Hill is going to be coming, which is kind of like that's great. She's personally invited by Pharrell, Lorde, BB Rexy, Shabuzi, are slated on coming. Angela Bassett, Demi Moore, Chris Rock, Jimmy Fallon, Nick Jonas are rumored to be coming. Walton Goggins from White Lotus. Sarah Snook. And then Adam Scott from Severance, and then Caleb McLaughlin will be there. So I think it'll be I'm not seeing a lot of the same. I mean, we know that there'll be people like the Kardashians will be there. We know that there's certain, I think Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo would likely be there. I think Cynthia Erivo will be there for Louis Vuitton. I think Ariana Grande will be there for Dior. Like there's certain, like those are the relationships. But
usually also celebrities are contracted with specific like fashion houses to wear their clothes mainly.
Yeah, agreed.
Or they're essentially gifted clothes.
Now, who are you really excited to see? Because I have one person who I know is
really excited to see. You know what's crazy? I actually was going to say, I think I know his name now, Coleman Domingo. Always shows up with it looks.
He's a co-chair.
He is?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm even more excited. He always is so well dressed. And obviously the theme made for him.
Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, and Pharrell Williams, which is actually really cool because the theme is...
You know who always does a really good Met Gala look, whether or not it's like gorgeous, sometimes a little controversial, Janelle Monáe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
she had that really cool Christian Siriano one with the multiple hats and the eye where this one was open and this one was closed. No, you know who I'm excited to see is Doechii. Because Doechii's kind of been an it girl in fashion right now. And I think because she wore Tom Brown for her Grammys performance, I could see Tom Brown dressing her. And Tom Brown is a tailoring, like a very, very, very stylized.
Would you have Tom Brown dress you?
Yeah, so who I want to dress me though is if I'm going to do just like straight tailoring, I think I want Prada to dress me. Ooh. And do you remember? And that's because I loved maybe 2 or 3 years ago they had all these major villains from TV shows and movies walk their runway. Yes, and it had like Gary Oldman and like Voldemort. Like it was just crazy to see these actors came out and they just looked so good. And I feel like Prada really does that. So I think I would want Prada to dress me. Oh, you know, it would be
such a good outfit.
Who would you have dress you?
You remember Pete Davidson when he did like the suit and like skirt?
Tom Brown.
That would be so good for this theme.
Yes.
When I think of tailoring, I think of Ralph Lauren. I would probably have Ralph Lauren.
Like his trench coat ball gown he had Priyanka Chopra in like 2 years ago.
Like I feel like his tailoring, pristine, precise, always. Yeah. I'd probably, although they're not usually like my favorites, but when I think of tailoring, I think of Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But they're not exciting. Like the showstopper ones.
We will be, you and me will be texting.
Oh,
Stephanie and I, we really do love Met Monday. We will text each other
back and forth constantly,
nonstop for
that's my plan for the
entire
evening.
day. Yeah, and then we will do a summary at the end of our top, and so we'll post that. We'll do like a separate little story or something of our top 5, your top 5, my top 5.
Perfect.
Dressed, but I am excited. I really just love the creativity that Met Monday celebrates. And on the same vein of creative kind of events coming up, Starbucks has released their new summer menu, including a brand new iced beverage. They've got the iced Horacha oat milkshake and espresso.
Sounds delicious.
Which is
I'm not really an espresso girl. I'm a chai.
And I actually don't like horchata.
I love a chai in the summer.
I love a chai. I love iced
chai.
Me too. Slay. But if you could make one change, this is our advice section. So if you could suggest one major change to Starbucks, be thinking about what that would be, because I'm pretty confident in mine. I wish Starbucks, I don't feel like they have those burritos. They used to have those really delicious burritos. I was just going to say this.
Their food is so like pre-made.
Yes. I think we could do better.
Yeah.
Because I love going there for a chai or for like a refresher or like a pink drink for the kids or something. But then then I'm thinking, I'll just 2-in-1. I'll hit something protein heavy. They don't have, it just feels very much like airport food. Like I feel like it's or airplane food. I feel like I'm getting it.
No, and
you're right. It's
I
overly
understand
packaged.
that you guys would have to like build in a kitchen. But like, I really feel like you're not cornering that market enough.
Well, I don't even know if it needs to be like a big kitchen. It just needs to be one where you can do a little egg.
Yeah.
You know, I just need the eggs to be less meh.
Yeah. Their eggs usually feel like they've been microwaved.
Because I think they have been.
Yeah.
I think that is how they're cooking them.
Totally.
But they have a summer berry refresher that's come out, and a summery cake pops with buttercream and strawberry cream
honestly,
cake.
you guys, their cake pops are actually so good.
Agreed.
Their desserts, their scones, their muffins, their coffee cake, excellent.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's like you can't go get an iced chai and a coffee cake.
No, you just feel like sugar on sugar on sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're very sweet.
Now, another advice I wanted to bring up is Travis Kelce's barber has we need to talk about Travis Kelce's hair.
And that's all, folks.
Thank you for tuning in. We will be back in a couple weeks. Travis Kelce's barber is answering and basically defending that Travis Kelce hasn't had any hair plugs or hair
I actually don't think that he does. I think he's cutting his hair weird.
Said he did. Yeah, he's cutting his hair weird, but I have a question. I know multiple people.
Yeah.
And then I believe multiple people on my social are using hair pieces. Do you think...
like the ones where they shave the top?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what they were accusing Travis Kelce of. Like he'd either used a hair piece or some sort of transplant or something. And obviously, like I've seen the Instagrams, I've seen the Reels, I've seen the TikToks of people going to Turkey and getting the hair treatments and trying to like whatever. And I've been lucky that my hair has not been thinning. Knock on wood. I think this counts. But do you feel like... Okay, so there's a person I know personally.
Yeah.
Definitely...
Uses hair
thin, and then boom, full head of hair. Do you ever acknowledge it?
No.
Like, so you don't think you should ever be like, oh my gosh, your piece looks amazing. Where'd you get that? Or, oh my gosh, your piece looks insane. You look amazing. Awesome.
Oh, actually, I feel like that's a nice way to do it. Unless you're being shady.
No, and if you're being shady and you're just like looking at the lace front and you're like,
not the lace front.
I'm
actually like... I know it's like a very low-hanging fruit to make fun of men who go to Turkey to get hair plugs. I'm actually pro hair plugs.
Oh, no, I'm pro hair plugs too. What I'm saying is the hair plug to me is different. The
juxtaposition when it just switches.
That's what I'm talking about.
From nothing to hairpiece.
When it talks about thin city to just like a full hair metropolis, I'm like, whoa.
I'm not anti-hair plugs, but I also am anti like people acting like it's not hair plugs. Like,
maybe that's where my gripe comes in.
That's more of like, oh, weird, your husband just like is suddenly wanted to shave his head and we're just all gonna pretend like
he was always wearing a baseball hat
and the front inch of his head is red.
Yeah.
We're all just gonna be like,
or that like suddenly it's just like the most thickest full head of hair and it's permed.
Yeah.
And we're all supposed to be like, hi Jake, you look great. I feel like, here's the thing. If you're going to wear a hairpiece, now, I don't think the same for women because I am sexist.
Yeah, of course.
I think if a woman is wearing like a halo or extensions or like a full wig or something, if you saw it, you should never comment on that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can comment on a guy's just because it's like...
Except for women, I would say too, like extensions, so long as they are not showing, it is like, I think a compliment to a woman where you're like, your hair looks amazing.
We should ask Lacey of Laced Hair extensions. We should be like, hey, is the general thought acknowledging someone's extensions okay, or do they want it to be perceived like, oh no, this is my natural? Because like you don't have any extensions, but you look like you could have extensions because you have such gorgeous hair.
But you can tell when a person has extensions because like look at this, look at the circle that I have of my hair. If I had extensions in, it would be this thick. Like no one's hair is that naturally just like.
Well, some.
Crazy.
It's just like there's so few.
It's an outlier.
Yeah.
So if you see a girl and it looks like she has perfect hair, question everything.
It's not hers.
It might not be hers.
Yeah.
If she also has fake eyelashes, it might not be hers.
If her eyebrows do not move and they're pointing to the sky,
it might not be hers.
They've been laminated.
Yeah.
They've been. Stephen was talking about that because we were watching. Oh my gosh,
Sometimes laminated eyebrows scare me.
Can I play this one video? I think I can play a TikTok video on here without it being a problem.
Yeah.
I have to play this for you. I don't know why. These are my new favorite people.
Oh, I love them so much. Her veneers.
And it's the wink for me where she does the wink. The comments alone, I'm glad that she's had, since I watched this last night, 86,000 more people. Because I said to Steven, she's had 300,000 likes on this.
Yes.
I love her so much. Why did I bring her up?
The veneers.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, because we were just watching and I was showing Steven. At night, do you ever do this? Where like, so Steven doesn't have TikTok.
Yeah.
And sending TikToks to people who don't have TikTok now is really cumbersome because you can't really open it on a browser. And so what I have to do with Steven, because of that, is I have to kind of like download at the end of the day. Like we'll be lying in bed and I'll say, okay, I've got 4 videos to show you. Do you ever do that with Traven?
So Traven doesn't have TikTok, but he has an account.
Oh, see, Steven doesn't have that. So I send them
to the account and then I'll catch Traven up on the ones that I've sent him.
Yeah, Steven doesn't have that.
But sometimes I also just store them there.
That's what mine are mostly just stored there so that I can show Steven. Yeah. So I showed him that one and then I scrolled and there's another one and the girl had really laminated eyebrows and Steven was like, I do not understand how people think that looks natural, blah, blah. We're not shaming anybody here, but we can shame men who get hair things. Like I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you when they pop up on my feed, friends that I know have hair pieces, which is like totally fine. I'm not shaking it. I'm not knocking it. But I just feel like when you're acting like you don't, like, I respect a girl. Maybe that's what it is. I respect a girl when you're like, I love your hair. And they're like, it's not mine. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's like,
when there's
that,
like,
when they own it and they're like, when there's like, thank you so much. Yeah, I try. Trying to pass it off as yours is the problem. Stephanie,
I have
with the
secondary advice today.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. On Instagram now, I need to let the people know, if they do not know, when you look at Reels, on the top corner.
Yeah. What is that?
Okay. So if you click on that, you go into a feed of your friends have liked this reel.
Okay.
Look out, people. The reels.
Does it show who is whose?
Yes.
Like it shows like this Chase Walker liked this reel?
Yes.
That's not visible to the public?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't show
I didn't consent to that.
So it doesn't show everyone, but there are reels that I have come across of my peers that they have liked it.
Okay, to be fair, I sometimes just like things to be supportive.
I'm not even talking about you.
She's like, totally you. Stop liking.
No, I saw one of yours and I was like, hee hee. And then I like kept going.
But for me, I like them to be support. Like I like everything on Reels because I don't care. I'm very selective on my TikTok because it goes to a saved bank.
Yeah.
But if I like it on TikTok, if I like it on Instagram. I
want people to know that that's a feature now.
Okay.
Because I did see one of my friends' husbands liking a video that I was like, it's not like it was explicit, but it was like.
Your wife maybe wouldn't have loved that you were watching that?
No, like if Traven liked that, I'd be like, you're embarrassing me.
Got
but
it.
Like.
Okay, that's actually really good advice.
Like, look out on the reels that you are liking.
Yes.
Because it could be recommended to your friend. And
wait,
I can see that now.
Right now and just see, wait, I'm going to send you. Okay, wait. So if I'm on Reels.
Yeah. It's like when you go into the Reels page, top right, there's like faces.
Oh my gosh.
You click on that and it will show you who has liked it.
Whoa. What's even cooler is that I could see when I have friends, multiple friends who have liked it. Same.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys look out.
All right. Okay, did you see the Bill Belichick interview?
What
this
is he
is
doing?
controversial.
He's kind of like...
Now, to catch people up that don't know, and
anyway.
for context, hey, Kev, for context, Bill Belichick is the former New England Patriots head coach.
And he's dating a...
And he's dating a 26-year-old, right? Like, isn't she... she's 24, and he is 73. So it's almost a 49-year age gap.
Ugh.
He is being interviewed on CBS.
With a literal hole in his shirt.
Yeah, like he just looks
73.
gross. Like
he
just
looks 73.
Yeah, but he looks like kind of an a-hole gym teacher, because that's a lot of people talked about it like that.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend is there in the interview, just off to the side. So she's not participating in the interview, like she's not on camera, but she's clearly there. As I'm sure, like as you pull back the curtain on how these interviews are done, it is like, it looks like on screen like it's just a one-on-one, but really when you pull back, it's like when you pull back on Survivor and you see all the camera crews, the medical staff, the people like eating a burger. You're like, oh, they're making a show. Yeah. This one, they're clearly making a show, but the girlfriend is off to the side, and the interviewer asks, and he's asking questions that I think are totally appropriate. Like I didn't find any of them to be offensive or overly, prying, invasive. But
like, I think he asked, where did you guys meet?
Well, first he asked, so your girlfriend has put you a lot on social media and you haven't been on social media before. How is that for you? He was like, oh, I don't even really know what she's putting on there. And then he said, there's a 49-year age gap. Like, how did you guys meet? And she shuts that down from the sidelines.
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that. Which, that is so crazy to me.
Girl, do you need a mic?
Yeah. If you want to be on the interview, get mic'd up.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be on the interview and you want to control the interview. And I understand when you have PR people who are controlling that, and it never looks good, but it always looks appropriate, right? Like if an agent's like, sorry, we've got to go, or whatever else, like an agent, that's one of the agent's job, right? And so if you have certain things and that those questions are vetted beforehand, like there's so many layers of teams that are approving, so that's why it's so artificial in a lot of ways, these interviews. And that's not just about Bill Belichick. That's about politicians and reality stars and soap opera, whatever. But to have a random girlfriend. And so my advice is, if you want to be in control, you need to have the appropriate person doing it. And if not, you look like an insane person. I don't know much about this 24-year-old. Do you?
No, but we have mentioned this before on the podcast. And I'm going to say it again in a various way. Men who date women even like 30 years more, you're sick. You're sick. You're gross. You're gross. You're gross. But 2, women who date up, I think that's elder abuse.
I do think
it's giving elder abuse.
It is giving elder abuse, and
like the way that she's controlling.
I feel like if you're a 24-year-old, I kind of think that you need to be like this, like if she's like sweet and docile, and kind of like Anna Nicole Smith vibes. Like I think of that as like the young person dating the geriatric.
No, but why it's giving elder abuse.
That's to say, for her to be like so controlling made me like almost sad for Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
that's why I thought I was gonna say.
Abuse. I'm like, if you, I don't know, this is going to be a crazy thing to say. If you would like to be a gold digger, I think that like that probably affords you that you need to be a little bit more submissive and docile.
Yeah.
That's my assumption. Never done it.
So Hudson is a former beauty queen and model.
Not surprising.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
But just like, imagine telling your dad what to do.
No, your grandpa.
Yeah.
50 years your senior.
Spooky.
I mean, but to be fair, I was telling my grandparents what to do a lot of the time because
you're bossy.
Well, I was going to say because they wanted it. Yeah. Because they're like, but not because we were in a relationship. Spooky town.
Yeah.
Just date your own age. That's what I want to generally say.
Here's the thing. When people are like, no, like we just like have an attraction, I just like, I don't believe you.
Also, I feel like they should have had a conversation.
He's not like
no.
I don't believe you.
But I feel like the one thought I have too is your partner should be the one to say it, not the person off the camera. Like they should have a conversation beforehand, and then Bill Belichick said, "Hey, Beth, we're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about something else." That would have been a much better handling of that.
No, and also
it's just much more of a united front, not just like, I don't even know what she posted. We're not talking about that from the sideline. Spooky. And Steven, don't ever do that to react. Me. Agreed. Okay. I just love a headline. And this is one that you put on that I think is fire. New York Zoo shares why keepers hide their faces and wear hand puppets to feed new vulture chick.
I thought this was so...
Okay, tell us.
Funny. There is a zoo, can't remember the state.
The Bronx Zoo in New York.
They have a king vulture, like baby vulture. The zookeeper has to put like a vulture hand puppet mask on their hand and then serve food like this to the king vulture with this hand puppet. There's just something to the dedication of this.
Now, I did read why.
It's so funny.
They do it so that they don't imprint on a human. There's no like problems. But do you think that do you think that's just like Janet, who is like a little wacky, and so they bring her in to feed? Or do you think they actually held like interviews for food puppet feeder?
No, and like when this person was like, I want to work with animals, maybe a vet one day, maybe a marine biologist. Instead, he is the vulture hand puppet.
And how does that look on LinkedIn?
Yeah. Vulture
hand puppet 2024 to 2025.
Yeah. It's like,
and then the endorsement, excellent endorsement. And then just an endorsement. That'd be the vulture.
That's the vulture. Yeah,
that's the vulture. He's on LinkedIn. Yeah, he's giving endorsements.
His photo is like the vulture from the Disney movies.
Yeah. I would love, it would be a really great TV series, like Superstore, The Office, but for a zoo. Because there'd be just I have a feeling there'd be so many wacky parts to that.
Absolutely like, insane.
And the inside of like what actually goes on at a zoo.
That's
like that'd be an amazing like
also
screenplay.
Again, like the character whose like aspiration was to be like a marine biologist,
like hyper overqualified,
zoologist, so overqualified.
But he's there because he did like insider trading, so he can't get a fancier job. So he's there having to do that.
Yeah,
and then there's like people that speak whale, so like, ooh.
Yeah, so he's like actually so smart, but like can't get a job better than being like director at a zoo.
Yeah, no, he's assistant director because
that's a good job.
The director has been there. No, but the director's been there for 50 years.
He's a legacy employee.
Yeah.
Can't get above assistant director.
And then they actually, I'm kind of into this TV show
like
that we're
I'm
creating.
So into it.
Just because then the other thought too is like birthday parties there, and then like a kid goes missing, a kid falls into the thing, a la Harry Potter style.
A la Harambe.
Harambe. We have like a little gorilla action. I think I'm in. Hey, Hollywood, give us a ring.
Hey, writers.
Hey, writers.
Hey, AI.
No, we want to be the writers. We'll sell this idea. TM.
Oh,
I'm so glad we said it.
Copyright
for us. We're gonna be rich off this idea.
No, like literally,
we're gonna split it 90-10.
I know somebody in Hollywood. I'll text them.
I know someone in casting for reality TV shows.
I know somebody who does set design.
So we definitely can't.
He did set design for the Goldbergs.
This will never materialize.
And Napoleon Dynamite.
That just reminded me. We need to wrap up this episode so we can do our Mother's Day.
Tribute. Yeah.
So is there anything else that you want to say before I just rapidly shut this shiz down?
Love ya.
Love ya, guys.
Love ya, bye.
Next time you see me, I will be a changed person. Just kidding. It'll be the Mother's Day episode.
You'll be baptized.
But I will have been baptized in Beyonce. The first time seeing her live, and I cannot wait. So just expect there to be like a play-by-play.
No, it'll be the first 20 minutes of the episode.
Yes. No, I'm saying for you in the show. I'll be texting you. You'll be that person. All right, guys, follow us, subscribe, download the episodes. It's really super easy if you subscribe. Yeah. It just populates the episode right onto your device. And then you get to follow us each week. And we love you lots. We will see you guys soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.